My name is Father Andrew O'Toole. I was the parish priest here in 1797. Not of the magnificent church you see here behind you, but of that building down there under the road. Catholics were not allowed to build a church on a piece of ground like this. You had to resort to building it on low ground. It may be humble in stature, but it was a far step up from what Catholics were used to. In the olden times, due to the penal law restrictions, masses had to be said at a mass rock. Here in Wicklow, we had a small penal church built in Limekiln Bay, down off Bride's Head, the ruins of which still exist there today. We weren't allowed to train as priests in Ireland, so we had to train in secret. I was sent to the seminary in Salamanca in Spain before I returned to Ireland. I served in the parish of Palmerstown, County Dublin, and from where I was transferred to Wicklow in 1788, following the death of the local parish priest, Father Patrick O'Byrne. Things seemed to be going well for myself and the parish. However, that was short-lived, as the rebellion of 1798 brought about huge changes. But that's another story. I must be going now, but we'll meet again soon, when you head down the hill on your next stop on your journey to the Franciscan Abbey grounds.
Hello there. My name is Archdeacon John Grant. I came to Wicklow in 1819, having been transferred from Matron. I was appointed parish priest in 1826. Then, following the repeal of the penal laws and the granting of Catholic emancipation, it was my greatest wish to have a more prominent and impressive church built here for and by the people of Wicklow. St. Patrick's Church was built under my guidance between 1840 and 1844, though I can't claim to be the genius behind the design. The land on which the church now stands was donated by the Earl Fitzwilliam. My memory fails me. I can't really remember the name of the man who built it, but I do recall that he was a master builder in his own right. And to create such a magnificent structure in those poor and impoverished times was no mean feat. The construction took many years, and as we had almost no money for the project, it was not only funded by the goodwill of the community, but built by them too. The walls and towers you see before you were built by the common people of the town and surrounding areas. Our farmers carried the limestone from the quarry in Ballynockin by horse and carts, and our fishermen and sailors brought the stone for the altar from Skerries in County Dublin. To build a structure like this in our times was really a remarkable undertaking. We kept running out of money, and we had to appeal for the help of those outside of the parish. Local parishioners went around cap in hand gathering donations, not just in Wicklow but in surrounding counties, as well as some efforts being made by a Wicklow contingent who had relocated to Liverpool. St. Patrick's Church was dedicated in October 1844 by the Very Reverend Daniel Murray, Archbishop of Dublin. The following year, famine broke out and the people struggled to survive. The church lay unfinished, with just plain glass windows, unlike the beautiful stained glass windows you'll see today. A hole was left for many years in the tower until a clock could be afforded. In 1889, a 4-ton bell was installed into the bell tower. And once again, it was brought to the site and put in by the local people of the town. The bell came to Wicklow by rail. A gun carriage was used to transport the bell from the station to the church. But the bell was so heavy, the horses couldn't pull it up the hill. The locals attached ropes to themselves and dragged it up the hill before putting it into place using pulleys. One morning, some days after it was put in place, the parish priest found the bell on the floor of the church, after it had broken loose from the timber beams on which it had been attached. Lucky enough, it had happened overnight and nobody was injured. On strengthened beams, it was raised back into position, and for over a century, it called the parishioners to prayer. This magnificent building with one of the largest self-supporting ceilings of any church in Europe, is a wonderful testimony to the dedication and faith of the parishioners of Wicklow and its environs. We will head to the Abbey grounds from here, where my predecessor, Father O'Toole, is waiting to meet you again.